Good people, good people. As I start off every program, I just want to say that I hope that you are having a phenomenal week on purpose and that you are continuing to be intentional about your week, control the things that you can control, and whatever you can't control, trust God. It's your boy, Coach White. This is Coach Class with Coach. This is week 17, I believe. Um, and let's begin with a couple of announcements. All right. TikTok, what up? What up? Facebook, what up? IG, what up? YouTube, what up? Thank you guys for checking in, even if you check in for a little bit. Much appreciated. All right. So, a couple quick announcements uh, regarding social media. Check me out on the Gallery That Tells Your Story channel on YouTube. Check out the content and give me some feedback. Um, Also, connect with me on Instagram. I'm here on TikTok. You'll find me at Darrell Dr. White. That's Darrell Darrell White on Instagram and TikTok. And then on Facebook is Darrell White. All right. So let's connect. Stay connected. I post a lot of stuff during the week. I kind of fell off a little bit, to be honest. I was posting something every day, but I need to get back to being more consistent. Books for sale. We have The Invisible Marriage for sale. We have Forsaking All Others, Aiden and Nicole for sale. We have I Do, I Did, and It Didn't for sale. And we have 50 Shades of She for sale if you guys are into really deep poetry. Shout out to my wife, my pride and joy, who was able, through God's grace, to escape the clutches of domestic violence through a poetry pen. So, all of her very deep poetry and her reflections are what you can find in 50 Shades of She. So, check that out again on Amazon and Kindle. And the remaining are Christian fiction novels. Um, so, yeah, check those out, man. The Invisible Marriage, Forsaking All Others, I Do, I Did, and It Didn't. All right? Fair enough. Then we have Coach Class with Coach, which is tonight, every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a replay on Thursdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And those replays will be on my Facebook page, Darrell White, and on the YouTube channel, The Gallery That Tells Your Story. All right. And then we have Bible study with Coach. That's right. Study to show yourself approved. Study to show that you can rightly divide the word of truth. That is very important. Join us as we navigate through the book of Hebrews. We are on Hebrews chapter 7. We have been in the book of Hebrews, studying verse by verse for a year and a month now. All right. So join us every Sunday from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the replays being on Sunday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, that will be on my Facebook page, Darrell White, and on my YouTube channel, The Gallery That Tells Your Story. All right, two more announcements. Before I get into the quote of the day, we have t-shirts for sale. The Gallery That Tells Your Story t-shirts. We have John 8:24 t-shirts, and we also have self-love over self-destruction t-shirts. Man, I tell you, that sounds good every time I read it. We choose self-love over self-destruction. So we live, or we promote, a sober life. No marijuana, no pills, over the counter, behind the counter, on the street. We don't promote any of it. No alcohol. Complete sobriety is what you get from me as your coach. I'm a big fan of it. All of those things, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, no judgment, is about self-destruction. I believe that God has given us everything that we need to navigate through this life that we live on this side of Zion. All right. So we promote self-love over self-destruction. That means that I love myself so much, and you love yourself so much that you will never say, do anything that would promote self-destruction. And that is our mission. All right. So yeah, self-love over self-destruction t-shirts for sale. Send me a direct message if you're interested. We'll get that out to you. All right. And last but not least, this is a new announcement. I am now recruiting youth coaches. So if you have a youth in mind, your son, your daughter, and you would like to incorporate them in coaching. And let me just expound on this a little bit. The agenda is to recruit youth and coach them to become coaches. And my target group is ages 5, grades 5 through grade 12. If you have any youth from grades 5 to grades 12 that can benefit from the 5 pillars: self-improvement, conflict resolution, problem solving, academic support, recreation, send them my way. I got it. What my objective, again, in my agenda, is to coach them up so that they can begin to coach the kids their age or a little younger. All right. I think we need to empower the youth as much as possible so that they can take that wisdom and pass it on, because they are the leaders of our future. So I am now recruiting youth coaches. If you have any youth from grades 5 to grades 12, I don't need you to send me a DM and say, hey, I'm interested in my son or my daughter getting involved. 5 pillars: conflict resolution, self-improvement, problem solving, academic support if they need it. You know, we do the basics. We do basic reading, writing, spelling, and math, which a lot of us have gotten, or this generation, in my opinion, has gotten away from. And for recreation, I have a really dope, and I didn't have this as an announcement per se. I got a really dope thing going on with the youth from 12 to 12:30 every Saturday, where we have a Connect 4 challenge. We have a lot of fun. You know, it's a strategy game. You know, you learn how to be offensive and defensive. And the thing is, with Connect 4, you can't be so offensive that you compromise your defense, and you can't be so defensive that you compromise your offense. That's a game that requires for you to pay attention and to think steps ahead. So shout out to my youth who have started to join me on Saturdays virtually. We are having a really good time. And we've been doing this for a few weeks now. Some of these youth are really sharp. So yeah, so when I say recreation as a pillar, um, what I'm doing is introducing or reintroducing the youth to strategy games, like the Connect Fours, like the checkers. Chess takes a little longer. It is the game of games, in my opinion, but we're focusing on something a little more simple and something a little more fast paced. So again, recruiting youth coaches, grades 5 to 12. And listen, parents, let me say this. This is not an opportunity for you to push your youth off on me. They are your responsibility, not mine. But it is an opportunity for them to be empowered. And I would say that if your youth is involved, then you need to be involved as well. I believe that if one branch on the tree needs healing, then the whole tree needs healing. So if you're all in, I'm not saying you got to be sitting and playing Connect Four with us, but if you're all in, then let's talk. Because we all about self-improvement, conflict resolution, and problem solving. That's what we coach about. So don't push your youth off on me if you're not willing to be involved in conflict resolution, problem solving, and self-improvement. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, your daughter or your son learn what they learn from you. So the whole tree needs healing if one branch needs healing. All right. So I'm very serious about that. So again, recruiting youth, grades 5 to 12. If you're interested, then send me a direct message. And let's talk a little further. And I'd be remiss to say we are recruiting coaches as well, adult coaches, to join the team. So if you are invested in coaching and teaching, because coaching is about teaching and motivating and encouraging. It is training, T model, TEA, training, encouraging, and assisting without enabling. That's what we all about. If you are invested in your community and your people, or in our people, not just African American people, but people, then this might be a great opportunity for you to come on board. All right, I think my brother's in the room. As I did hear an alert. Oh, we got some visitors in the room. We add you to the stream. Thank you for checking in, my sister. How are you? If you can hear me, say I can hear you. If you can't hear me, then you'll be on mute, talking to me without. We got a couple people in. Who else we got in? Yeah, my brother is in the building. There we go. Hey, man, how you feel?
I'm grateful you already know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's your week, man? I don't like to get started unless we chop it up for a minute and talk about your week.
Oh, my week was cool, yo. It was Baba solar returned us today, so um
Oh, I love
we've been looking, been
it. Happy
the whole
birthday.
week been getting stuff prepared for her, yo, just to see her all happy like that, man, and it's wild, bro. It's
Yeah,
wild to
that's
see her
dope.
growing up like that. So I'm
Yeah,
grateful, though. I stay there with it.
that's dope, man. I love it, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Tell Vi I said happy. I want to say a happy birthday. Let me
Yeah, I
know if she
definitely,
need anything, man.
I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
I definitely.
But all is well. Did you invite to you invited to share him today?
Yeah, yeah. But I can't see it.
No, it's all good.
Oh, yeah.
She's on the screen. She taking notes in the background.
Hey, it's Tasha, and I'm
Yeah.
bathing my son right now, so I'm kind of
Tasha.
multitasking. Yes.
Oh God, I looked
Does
at the
she
I,
even chat? That's what's up.
yeah. I looked at the IA on the end of your name. Forgive me. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for checking in. Sure. How was your week?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. How was your week?
Uh, no complaints. I've had a great week so far.
Okay. You did. So I assume you didn't have any challenges this week.
Oh, of course I did. But I overcame them.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. We look. We just go ahead and we keep the broom in our hand and keep sweeping it, sweeping those problems away. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me share my screen here. I'm gonna share the quote of the day. And all right, here we go. All right, here we go. Here's the quote of the day for you. And again, the three pillars that we teach to adults in culture. The first one we covered in about 6 weeks was about self-talk. This one is about self-improvement. So that's the unit that we on. And today our focus is on self-control. So here's the quote of the day. Self-control is one mark of a mature person. It applies to control of language, physical treatment of others, and the appetites of the body. I'm going to read that one more time. Self control is one mark of a mature person. It applies to control of language, physical treatment of others, and the appetites of the body. All right. So, Jamar, start with you. What do you learn from this quote? What do you learn from this quote, and what has life been treating you about any times that you have maybe lacked self control?
Say that one more time, bro. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
apologize. You
it's
kind
all
of
good.
said some stuff.
Yeah, I was asking, uh, what do you learn from this quote, and in contrast with what has life taught you in instances where you've lacked self control?
Hmm. Uh, when I have lacked self-control, life has taught me a lot. Punish, pain.
Hmm.
You know, uh, when I lacked self-control, I got into trouble in my younger days.
Yeah,
Just by the lack of control. Yeah, having self-control
yeah.
means a lot. So yeah, I got into trouble a lot, as you know.
Isn't it interesting that when we, and I'm being inclusive, when we lack self control, then we have to be, in some instances, depending on the severity of it, we have to be restrained, be it handcuffs, be it jail cells, be it, you know, isolation, be it losing things around us. It's like, in other words, for me, from my experiences, what I learned is that when I don't control self, then I put myself in situations where I have to be controlled by outside factors. It's like almost like you're going to be controlled, rather you're controlled by choice, by force. And we would much rather do it by choice. you know. So I know on prior sessions I've talked about the inner child and how uh, in some instances in our lives, in this particular context where we lack self-control, the inner child in us is standing up and making the adult sit down. We have to always be in a position where we forced our inner child to sit down. Because if the inner child stands up, he's going to be impulsive. He's going to respond emotionally. He's going to want his way. He's going to get upset when he doesn't get his way. And all kinds of things will go awry if we allow our inner child to rule our members. Tasha, question for you. When this quote mentions appetites of the body, what comes to mind for you in the context of self-control as it pertains to appetites of the body?
I'm sorry, one more time, please.
Yeah, no problem. So the quote reads, self-control is one mark of a mature person. It applies to control of language, physical treatment of others, and then it mentions, and the appetites of the body. So when you hear appetites of the body, what comes to mind for you in the context of self-control?
Um, First thing that comes to mind. Sorry, hey, stop, friend, stop. First thing that comes to mind is gluttony, overeating, um,
Okay, that's a good one.
and also giving into lust.
That's a good one. Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you. Yeah, those are two really good examples. I was in a group session a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about cigarettes. And I was sharing with the group, isn't it amazing how something so small can control the appetites of your body? When people say, the people that I was talking to in the group setting, that they were saying that they need cigarettes because it helps to calm them down. They need cigarettes when their anxiety goes awry. They need, and they gave me all these reasons why they need it. And then when I said, isn't it amazing how something so powerful can control the appetites of your body? Their mouth was open. They never heard it. They never heard it framed that way before. And I hope that over the time, the course of time that they have, that they will really reflect on that. Self-control is about identifying the appetites of the body and being able to control oneself uh, when the body says, I want you to do X, Y, Z. The head needs to say, no, I'm in control, not you. And because my head is in control and not my body, I tell the body what to do. The body doesn't tell me, the head, what to do. And a lot of this is easier said than done, but this is about coaching is about helping individuals, clients to become masters of the appetites of the body, which is not a light switch. It is a process of practicing better habits over and over and over. All right. Well, thank you for you guys' feedback. That brings me to the article of the. Not that somebody's gonna say something else. Y'all good?
No, yeah, listen.
Okay. All right. Brings me to the article of the day. So I'll stop sharing this. Turn this off here. Hit that. All right. Here we go. Share my screen again. So I actually found two articles that I want to cover today. This is actually the second one that I'm putting first because it gives us a definition of self-control. All right. So it reads self-control, or the ability to manage one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors to achieve long-term goals. All right. The ability to manage one's impulses, emotions, and behaviors to achieve long-term goals is what separates humans from the rest of the animal kingdom. Self-control is primarily rooted in the prefrontal cortex, the planning, problem-solving, and decision-making center of the brain, which is significantly larger in humans than in other mammals. And then it goes on further to say, staying in control. The ability to regulate one's emotions and behaviors is a key aspect of executive function. The suite of skills that allow an individual to plan, monitor, and attain goals. Then the article kind of gets into this debate about whether self-control is innate or rather it's a learned skill. We won't necessarily delve into that. But I want to move to where the article mentions how do you avoid temptation? This is big as it pertains to self-control. The writer says, always avoid situations where you know you will confront temptation. Then he provides an example. If you're tempted to eat junk food, stay away from fast food restaurants and don't bother heading down the snack or baked goods aisle of the supermarket. The key is to avoid triggers. So you have to know what your triggers are, obviously, and then avoid it. So avoiding situations where you know you will confront temptation. So I want you guys to think about situations where you would be tempted. Ponder on that, and we'll come back to you in a few minutes and pose that question. I want to hear what your responses will be. Then the article goes into willpower as a finite resource. The ability to exert self-control is often referred to as willpower. It allows people to direct their attention despite the presence of competing stimuli, and it underlies all kinds of achievement, from school to the workplace. It benefits relationships as well. There is significant debate in science as to whether willpower is a finite resource. All right. The studies indicate that exercise of willpower makes demands on mental energy. This concept, called ego depletion, is one possible explanation for why individuals are more apt to reach for a chocolate chip cookie when they're feeling overworked. All right. Then he gets into this thing called the marshmallow test, and as to whether it's a good indicator of self-control. And then the article goes into how to regulate our behavior. But before I get into this section of the article, I want to back up. Start with you, Jamal. So they said one of the keys here for better self-control is to avoid temptations, right? So what situations are there for you where you know that you will be tempted? Can you think of a situation right now where you know if you're in this particular situation, it will cause you to be tempted? And if you don't mind sharing, what will it tempt you to do exactly? And I actually want to go in on this as well. Let me check and make sure you're still here, Brody. I did hear. Okay, I gotta add you back to the stream. There we go. All
You
right.
heard me, bro? Yeah, because somebody, my phone had rung, so I was hoping you connect me back.
Yeah.
You said something I'd be tempted.
Yeah. So, how do you avoid temptation? So, the first section of the article says always avoid situations where you know you will confront temptation. What does that look like for you? What are the situations by which you know you could be tempted? And what would you be tempted to do exactly?
I'm just trying to think of some situations that, and when you say tempted, like, I'll be thinking over analyzing. It's, I would say like maybe smoke, like being around a whole bunch of people smoking. But I still even with that, I wouldn't. The temptation wouldn't fold me, whereas though I would smoke. You get what I'm saying?
I got you. So then that wouldn't be something that in coaching we would
All
identify,
right, that's
because
bet.
that's not a kryptonite for you. What would be a kryptonite type situation where you know if you were around these particular people, if you heard somebody say whatever, or whatever it is, whatever comes to mind for you, where you would be tempted, and what would you be tempted to do? And he fell off again. What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah. You had me back, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my fault. Cause that was Mama Steph calling for Violet. So that's
Okay,
what my phone. Every time I call, it cut out. So
gotcha.
my fault. But yeah, what you were saying, yeah. So you said that wouldn't be my kryptonite. You said
Yeah, what
right?
would be your kryptonite? Something that you need to work on. Like when we talk about coaching, we're talking about identifying those areas where you need to strengthen your muscles, your spiritual muscles, your emotional muscles, your mental muscles, whatever have you.
So this situation where I'd be tempted.
Just give it some thought. And then
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you're ready,
yeah.
just let me know you're ready and just put it
Let me
out
think of that.
there. Yeah. Is my sister still on? She's still on with us? Yes, she is. So Tasha, for you, what does that look like for you? Can you think of anything that comes to mind for you that would be tempting? Maybe not. But yeah, Jamar, and think about that. I'm going to throw in one for myself. And I'm not even going to think too far. I often tell people that what will expose our weaknesses most is when we are in long-term relationships. The people that we are around the most could tempt us the most, and they learn us the most. They know us the most. So for me, and this hasn't happened in a while. So let me think of something more recent. Uh, if I'm not careful, then I know that I can be tempted to react to the energy of the people that know me the most, particularly my wife, right? Uh, if we are in some kind of
I get that.
if we are in some kind of argument, right? And let's just say that I'm temperate in this argument. If I'm not careful, if I'm not self-aware in that moment, if I'm not, if I don't take on the mindset that says, "Don't be upset, be concerned," right? If I don't take on the mindset that says, uh, "We are on the same team and we are not enemies," then I will succumb to temptation. The energy will transfer to me, and I may react in a way that I'm going to it's going to warrant me to apologize. And that could and I asked the question, what would you be tempted to do? I would be tempted to probably raise my voice. I will be tempted to become verbally aggressive in my tone, in my disposition, and things of that nature. So I have to be self-aware, and I have to have the self-talk that says we are on the same team. Uh, don't be upset, be concerned, and things of that nature. So that would be an example for me.
I like that, bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good one. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I felt you on that one.
yeah, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's it for me, brother.
So now that you say that, yeah, I would say, yeah, I would have to second that. Um, be tempted to like, I want to say raise my, yeah, to give that same energy, to raise my voice. Um, Again, at this point, I don't think like I haven't been in that situation in a little second,
Yeah,
but I wasn't, I, I can't just avoid that situation.
yeah,
So how I carry that situation now is a lot different, more poised, and so I don't think it would. I don't know though. You never know.
yeah.
I don't think, but you never know. It's a
Dig it,
fight for your life. It's a
yeah,
fight for your life, bro.
dig it, man. Dig it.
It's a fight for real. I feel that.
Yeah, I dig it.
It's a
I dig
fight.
it. Yeah, I dig it, brother.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta laugh, don't we, man?
Yeah, man. It's like you fighting for your life, dog. It's like you gotta just laugh it out. You got to, for real. If you don't, man,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
yeah. So let's get back. Let's get back to the article at hand. Just let me know whenever if something specific comes to mind. Let's see. Let's go down to how to regulate your behavior. So it says whether the temptation is drugs, food, or scrolling through Twitter instead of working, everyone has domains of life in which they wish they could exercise a little more willpower. How can an individual build this critical skill? Recent research points to the use of rewards, routines, and this is one of your babies, mindfulness practices as possible ways to establish better habits and regulate behavior over the long term. Another approach is to develop an awareness of the triggers, we mentioned that earlier, that derail self control. The sights and smells uh, emanating, the sights and smells emanating from a neighborhood bakery as one walks by can weaken the determination to maintain a healthy diet, but taking a different route that avoids the bakery can fortify it. Strengthening willpower may not always be easy, but doing so can significantly improve health, work, performance at work, and quality of life. All right. Tell me a little bit, man, about mindfulness practices and how, from your experiences, I know that you've been into this for quite some time, uh, how it can help you to regulate behavior
And what practices I do for it?
for mindfulness. How does mindfulness for you help to regulate behavior?
Um, it helped me be aware.
Okay. Okay.
So being aware of the self awareness.
Okay.
So
Now, for a person who doesn't practice mindfulness, I want you to talk to me like I'm a 6 year old. What do you actually do? When do you actually use it?
every day.
Okay.
Every day. Yeah. So when you say mindfulness, I would take that as like um, there's a self awareness, being more self aware, and like so when you said, I was just thinking about like meditation, journaling, all that's a part of like mindfulness, right? Like would you consider that? So like journaling, meditating, um,
Okay. Okay.
affirmations, saying something like it's a practice. You really got to practice it though every day. I was just actually me and Natasha was having a conversation about it. I said you can't beat the mind by being the mind. So um,
Yeah.
some things you can't negotiate with yourself.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
no negotiation. You have to say something and you have to just stand on that. That's a practice of it. And again, it's not easy the first time. So you gotta work at it
Okay.
every day. So every
Yeah.
day, yeah, wake up and you know, one way I do it is always just saying what I'm grateful for. Just staying there with it,
Okay.
no matter what. So and that's tough sometimes because like things can be going up and
Yeah.
life be life, and so things be going sometimes can be going. If you look at it that way, like you like, damn, I don't know what can I catch a break, but when you really um, just stay in gratitude
Hmm.
and just practice that, some little problems you be having, like kind of you can look at it in a different way, you know.
Yeah.
So I would say
So,
every day.
so for, or rather, in the context of temptation, talk to me like I'm a 6 year old. If I am facing moments where I'm tempted to lose self control, what can I do as a mindfulness practice in that moment so that I don't flip out?
Uh, Depending what the situation is, but always inner talk to yourself, breathe,
Okay.
breathe. You know what I'm saying? Take like 10 seconds and breathe and actually like listen to your breath, you know?
Okay.
Um, Because normally when you breathe, it gives you a chance for everything to, you kind of saying, calm down. You get to really look at things, take a step out and look at it
Yeah.
like a, you know. Um, so I would say breathe. Yeah, now you gotta just like you said earlier, you gotta talk to yourself. You gotta really like, all right,
Hmm.
speak kindly to yourself and like this.
Yeah.
But breathing is a big thing. I don't think we don't breathe right as it is.
Yeah.
We don't know we not even breathing right. Could be so caught up with so much stuff, anxiety, fear, all this type of stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah, just taking the time to really concentrate on your breath because you know you about to be triggered or you in a situation where you can be triggered. Just taking
Yeah.
a moment and breathing, it can to change a lot. Just taking a second and take 10 seconds, just breathe in and out,
Yeah.
and you probably won't feel that same way you felt that 10 seconds before.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. Breathing is definitely underrated, man. That's
Mm,
definitely underrated. Controlling your breathing. Um, just think about it. Just on that note, a person who is having a panic attack, is often told to regulate their breathing. You know, slow down, take deep breaths, and it's amazing what just taking deep breaths could actually do to regulate your body, regulate your heart pace, your heart rhythm, and just bring you to a place where you can relax, and then you can begin to think clearly. So that's dope.
Just breathe.
We
Breathe
encourage
it out.
people that when they have challenges and they feel like they're being tempted to really practice or consider practicing that mindfulness. All right.
And breathe.
All right. Let me share my screen again, getting back to the article before we close out today. All right. And then the article goes into, let me see, we hit on like approaches to developing awareness of the triggers that derail self control. All right. We went over that part. Why are some people better at resisting temptation? The article reads, practicing good habits is more impactful than having strong willpower. Practicing good habits is more impactful than having strong willpower. People who have better self control rely on good habits more than willpower, which leads to better progress on our overall goals. And then it mentions how do you strengthen self-control? People who think about why they do something are able to exert greater self-control and persist longer at a task than those who think about how to do something. When we know that the goal we seek rather than the means of getting there, we're more likely to put down the slice of pie and build up willpower. All right. Let me see if there's anything else here that I want to point out. Now, it does get into another article, Three Ways to Strengthen Your Self Control, which we will hit on next week. But self control is a big one. So, what I'm hoping that the takeaway today will be let me stop sharing, get you guys back on the screen. I'm thinking that the takeaway for today will be to one, recognize or to for a person to identify when they're losing control, right? The second thing to do that we discussed is to make sure that they are intact with their breathing, practicing mindfulness, uh, exercising and practicing their healthy self-talk in those moments. Um, Self-awareness is always key, um, and also just avoiding, at least for now, we can't avoid all situations that that warrant temptation, but we could be aware of what they are, and if we can avoid them, then I suggest avoiding them altogether, so that we don't put ourselves in situations where we're going to lose self-control, because it doesn't make logical sense to put yourself in a situation where you're going to flip out if you know you're going to flip out. But it's a totally different thing if uh, we so happen to arrive at a situation where we're being tempted. But to intentionally put ourselves in a situation that's tempted is very prideful on our part when we know we can't overcome. And if we're telling ourselves that we can, then all we have to do is keep a track record of how many times we fell victim to temptation in those situations and scenarios, and face a reality that we don't have what it takes right now in this moment to overcome those temptations. So yeah, man, this is kind of an introduction to self control. We're gonna delve into it a little deeper within the next couple weeks. Um, any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts before we close out?
And I was just thinking about you said um time when I was tempted. I would say like yeah, dealing with it was. I feel like I feel like I kind of conquered it now. I don't really see. Um, but when I like with my dealing with some of the issues I had with mom, with Violet's mom,
Yeah,
um, you know, that put my going over, you know, at the moment in time, very tempted to say something because that it was a fight, bro. Fight for my life, dog.
yeah,
Fighting for my life. So, um, but now, like I look at it, I could not take myself. I couldn't just leave the situation and
yeah,
realize that was for a reason also for
yeah,
my growth. It taught me to handle things in different ways. Taught me how to communicate better.
hmm,
Um, so I'm grateful for it. Like I said, I'm just
yeah,
now I just look at it a lot different now. When I deal with her, it's a lot different now.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I refuse. I don't take it no anything personal. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and I got nothing but love in my heart for it. So, you know what I mean? I wanted to be okay. Um, I just wanted to grow into the amazing being that I know she is. So
yeah,
that's all. You know what I mean? That's all I really care about. So I don't let things affect me no more, and I just understand we just all trying to find a way. We hurt
yeah,
and just trying to find a way with things, y'all. Just having more grace.
yeah.
So I just got more grace. You know what I mean? Um,
Grace is key.
Cause yeah, man. Cause you know you here today, gone tomorrow. So I'm like, stuff we be beefing about don't even be worth it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
while I'm here, I got breath in my lungs. I'm just walking love, bro. Lead with love, and that's it.
Yeah,
Feel me? Might got another 40 more left. You feel me? Might got another 40. It's only 40 summers.
yeah,
Like you ain't about to mess up my summer no more. I ain't about to let nobody mess up my summer no
yeah,
more, bro. Or
yeah,
I can't even say let nobody. I can't even let myself.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's dope.
this next 40 gonna be
Yeah,
love, bro. That's it.
yeah, and thank you for that feedback, man. It's nothing more challenging than to be in a situation where temptation is forever around you, and it's not realistic for you to move from that situation. And when you're there, like you said, man, it's as challenging as it is. That's your time to get all of the training that you need. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's just a season where you know the lessons that you learn are going to be valuable and continuous and repetitive because you live in the tempting environment. So
In it,
yeah,
in the belly of it.
the best thing that we can do is accept it for what it is. We can still plan to, get out of the environment, but if it's not realistic, it's just time to learn. Learn more about us because our weakness has been exposed in that moment, in that environment. And now it's
That's why we
time
want
to,
to go. And
yeah,
that's why we would run. If we could run, we would run. And that's another reason why they like, nah, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, yeah, you gotta this is time, it's time to evolve and grow. So you gotta look at yourself this whole time.
yep,
Because it's a mirror. You gotta face yourself and stand in it and just become just learn. Like you said, learn.
yeah,
So I find pride in it now. Like
yeah,
it's just like, yeah, just keep I came here to do
yeah,
evolve. So I'm like, let's go. It's like, show me so I can see what I need to work on. Like, y'all, you understand?
yeah,
Y'all want to
yeah,
see? Y'all just want to run around here unaware of everything you doing, just blame it on whatever and this and that. You are See how long that gets you. Let me get that so I can go ahead and look myself in this mirror. Maybe gotta cry a little bit. But guess what?
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all
Yes, sir.
good. Let me go ahead and let me get that so I can see what I need to work on. That's it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Work on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm grateful
Training.
for it, man. I'm grateful for it
Proving
all.
ground. All right, man. Let me Ash, thanks for checking in. Sandra, thank you for checking in. Polly, thank you for checking in. Who else we have? Love being single. Thank you for checking in.
Shit,
Nick,
okay.
Jeff, Antonio, Peter, Efrata. Hope I pronounced your name right. Roger Castro, Jerry, Larry, uh, Simon, David, Bob, thanks for checking in. Charles, thanks for checking in. Sandy, Sean, Michael, Mary Jane Adams, thanks for checking in. Lena, Marcia, Mitch, Big Herb, thanks for checking in. Teresa, thank you for checking in. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. Tasha, especially thank you for you who came in live. Definitely appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and say salute to TikTok. See you guys next time. Peace.
Tasha, you still there?
She's still on the screen.